opponent's match has just gone 1-1, so they're not playing particularly slow. Hopefully that'll be all over pretty soon, and then we'll be off into the finals. Alright, let's have a quick look at the decks. Is there anything that we haven't got to do yet? We haven't gone big. There's a couple of things. We haven't gone big with our Marauders. So I'd like to see a bit of that. Maybe Kindler with Marauders would be kind of cool. And we haven't conspired any giant baiting. So those are the two things I wouldn't mind seeing going on in the next in the finals. Yeah, I want to see the big guys. Get the 5-2s down, smash in. Yeah, first world Magic problems, right? I didn't get to play my 5-mana bomb because I finished the game too fast. Blue-white deck, yeah, we might play blue-white. If we do, blue-white means the Gale, where are you? Ember Gale, pretty much assuredly comes in if we do come up against blue-white. I don't have a good plan for blue-white, something like steel or something like that. Assailants maybe come in if he has a lot of X1s that he wants to put it on. It's possible I should be playing this. I kind of put this in the sideboard and forgot about it. The Jawbone Skulkin. I mean, realistically, the Skulkin's only especially useful at 6 mana and stuff like that. I'd say it's worse than the Kindler, really, because it costs 2 mana to activate. Yes, Sootstoke Kindler being a red permanent also fairly important for both Horde and for Heartlash Cinder. But yeah, we got some options, we got some game against blue-white. Other than steel, what does the blue-white deck do? Is it a typical Flyers archetype? Again, not having played in this environment, I don't actually know what those sort of things do. What should I expect from blue-white? Creature deck. So part of the problem for me will then be that they can block, and they're going to be able to get in the way a lot. And blue probably has bounce spells, I imagine. Just going to make my enchantments less useful. Time ebb. Crap. Yeah, don't want to see time ebb. Time ebb makes life unfun. That's okay, we have Pilly Power. Pilly Power will save us. What's Pilly Power? Well, have I got something to show you? Let's... No, not that. Turn on our preview pane so we can see this a little bit bigger. So this is a Pilly Power. So Pilly Power, pretty straightforward, 2 mana, 1/1 flyer, and you can untap it. So that symbol there, a lot of people may not have seen before, is an untap symbol. So if Pilly Power is tapped, you can untap it and pay 2 and add 1 mana of any colour to your mana pool. Now the reason this is so good, in my deck in particular, is because I have these. So Power of Fire, which is tap, deal 1 damage. So for 2 mana, I can untap my Pilly Power again, make a mana, and do another, and ping again. Add in a mana, untap Pilly Power, tap it, keep pinging. So Pilly Power with Power of Fire turns into a fairly good way to kill pretty much anything you want. Yeah, it's a good one. The other combo we have here is the other untapped creature is my Jogo Mind Captain. So he does a similar thing, except instead of giving me mana, he gives my attacking creatures +1/+0. Yeah, I've been able to put the Pilly Power combo together a couple of times, and it's been excellent every time that it's survived. Alright, we're still going. Our opponents are taking a little bit longer in their third round. Yeah, well, to be honest, I didn't even see it coming. Archmage was helping me get through the draft and mentioned that I should take Pilly Power. But as soon as he said it, the light bulb came on, and I was inspired. Yeah, that was a brutal match. Don't really want to relive that one. That was terrible. But yeah, my opponent just had all of the removal they needed. By the way, welcome Dallas Stars fan. Good to have another person around. You've come in to join us on my very first Shadowmoor and Eventide draft, and it's gone well, as we can see. I'm pretty happy. Our opponent's certainly taking their time to get through their last match. when they play 6 and 7 minutes for the first ones. Didn't expect them to be quite so long on the last round. Too true, too true. So yeah, just gonna have to keep going for the long waits. Need to get those added to the trade binders. And look at selling those off and cash them in, play a bit more later on. This will probably be the last match I play for the afternoon. Favorite decks to play? I vary pretty heavily. I am a big fan of black in general, just because good removal and all that sort of stuff. For Shadows is my main draft format that I've been going in paper. And yeah, anything red and aggressive has been really good. Red-black Madness has just really been a great draft archetype for me so far. But favorite decks, I assume you mean drafting. I've never drafted Shadows before, Shadowmoor before, as I said, so I don't really know anything about this draft format. Ended up in a red aggressive format deck, which is the easiest thing. Oh, I have a bit of. I play a bit of everything. I currently have a deck built for everything except for Vintage because I don't have Power 9. But I do have a few different ones. I can give you a bit of an idea of the decks. So, Legacy, I've really been getting into. I've been trying to put this deck together. I'm still missing a few pieces. The Underground Seas, the really expensive stuff. But this is one of my favorite decks for Legacy. As you can see, it's a deck that primarily revolves around Veteran Explorer. So it's a Nick Fit deck, but instead of being a traditional Nick Fit deck, it uses that extra mana to pump out Planeswalkers like Jace, Liliana, and also Khan. If I can find him. Khan's in here somewhere. So, I mean, when you play Khan in Legacy, your opponent just, the look on their face is priceless. No one expects Khan in Legacy. But other than that, it's a Sultai control deck. It's got Pernicious Deed and Innocent Blood to take care of any opposing creatures, Cabal Therapy, as well as Thoughtseize to take care of anything in their hand. And then it's just great value. The win condition is Jace. You tick up Jace until you can ultimate him. That's not to say that you can't beat down with your 1/1 Veteran Explorers, it just doesn't usually work. So that's one of my major favourite decks I've been playing at the moment, is Legacy. In Modern, I'm building a couple of things. My pet deck is actually a Gifts Ungiven deck. The Modern Gifts deck. Unfortunately, it's not consistent enough. The Modern Gifts, if anyone hasn't seen Gifts Ungiven, you should definitely check it out, because it's a really cool card. It allows you to choose up to 4 cards, put them into your grave. Your opponent chooses 2 to go to the graveyard, that sort of thing. And 2 go to your hand. But because it's up to, you can decide to just go with 2 of them, which gives you the main combo of Iona and Unbearable Rights. So if you use gifts to get those 2, they both go to the graveyard. You untap and put a Iona or an Eleshnorn into play. Otherwise, it's a blue control deck. You've got Thirst for Knowledge to help you find stuff. You've got Condescend and Remand and stuff to defend, to use as counter spells, Path to Exile to remove stuff. This is my pet deck in Modern, but it's not the one I want to be playing at the moment. The one I'm playing at the moment is Junk. Very standard. I'm not going to bother going through the list. It's really basic Modern Junk deck that is there to just have value. I think it's more consistent, and that's what I want to be playing at the moment for the World Cup qualifiers coming up in about a month. Yeah, personally I was born into Magic in the world of Commander, which is not what I would recommend to be the first way to start Magic, but that's how I started. My opponent, my friend gave me the blue-black zombie Grimgrin. Gave me his Grimgrin Commander deck, and that was the first thing I played. Which was confusing as hell, and I can't believe I stayed in and worked in to keep playing. But I currently, Commander is my favourite format, even though I play everything else now as well. Come on guys, what's going on? How do you have 2 sub 10-minute games and then a 15 to 20-minute game after that? What are you playing at the moment, Dallas? Got any decks you're running? Legacy Fairies, interesting. I haven't come up against a Legacy Fairies deck at any point. Is there what's the big difference between, I guess, modern level fairies and legacy level fairies? I think most of the fairies were printed in Modern, so I would think that you could play pretty much all the fairies you'd want. Not sure exactly what Legacy brings. Not that I've looked at it, but... a search here, see what we can find. Better counter spells, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Hmm. It seems good. I imagine it's a bug deck. So you're looking at the Sultai deck as well. I mean, you get Abrupt Decay and that sort of thing as well. Looking at all this tier that runs Green Sun Zenith, so it looks like Deathrite Shaman and Edric are a couple of things to go into a Fairies deck. But we are here, we're on. It sure has taken a while, but we are here into the finals of, so round 3 of this Shadowmoor and Eventide draft. Looks that we're playing against Here Comes the Hot Stepper, with a 20-minute match in the end. No worries, Archmage. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for all your draft advice. I definitely would not be here if it weren't for your help through that draft. The videos are posted up on YouTube as well, so I'll make sure I put this one up afterwards. So if you do want to check out how the finals go, make sure you check out the YouTube channel of the same name, Spectre. See if you can find that one. Alright, let's make it happen. To be honest, reasonably rarely. I don't stream as much as I would like to. I just sort of, when I'm playing online, I stream. So I'm not really a regular streamer. On average, once or twice a month, I suppose. Alright, we have lands and spells. It's not really where I want to be. But I think I need to keep 3 lands and 4 lands, 3 spells is just kind of got to go with it. So we're up against a black deck. 2-1. Alright, it's a little bit problematic. But let's just go in for one. So we're still not interested in blocking. If you control 2 or more planes, 2 or more swamps, put a neg 1. Yeah, okay. It's annoying. But them's the brakes. these hordes, I kind of just want to get my stuff in play. I think I can take care of my opponent's creatures later. So I keep... it's gonna cost me some life, but I think I need to just play my game ahead of playing theirs. Although I kind of need to kill that about now. This sort of just needs to be dead. So we'll get the Cinder in. I've got stuff to do with my mana for a long time. Now the Bogarts is going to come down as a 3-3, which is quite good. Target play discards 2, sure, let's pitch these 2. My opponent has to start to consider whether it's worth attacking or not. Yeah, they're still going in, they're still having to swing in for 4. Which is fine enough by me. I'm pretty happy to trade off damage for a while. He's gonna have to come up with an answer. Incremental blight. You've got to be kidding. Oh, the absolute blowouts. That is an incredibly good card. And he's gonna put my aggressive deck here on the back foot. The Scourge is going to help, but not enough. Particularly my best red-white creature is now gone. Kinda just need to block and trade off for a little while. Strike 2. Yep. Alright. Not what I really needed to see, but we'll put it down. Fairy Macabre gets him +1/+1. So I'm pretty dead. So I don't believe I have any 2-for-1s in the deck that are going to get me out of this. And Intimidator Initiate is not going to be enough, so let's give it up. Just before we do, a quick look. Incremental Blight, obviously very annoying. He hasn't got a lot of X1s, he's got a little bit, but... Alright, so that's pretty brutal. Incremental Blight is just incredible. He's a black deck with some white. I don't think there's anything too much I need to bring in. I just need to draw a little bit better. My opponent's Incremental Blight really blew me out there. So I'm gonna just run it back as it is, I think. There's nothing I really need to change. And we can just hope that we don't get quite as screwed this time. So we'll play first. And this seems good. I'm pretty happy to keep this one. We've got an Intimidator into a few other very nice plays. Flame Jab to eat up any extra lands. So if he has a blocker here, the Heartlash Cinder can take care of it. Alternately, I probably just jab that dead while I can. Get Cinder down and get some damage in. Alright, so they've got an ambush. Slightly problematic, but not too bad. Play our fourth land here. Prevent my opponent from blocking and just keep getting in. Really looking for a Power of Fire or something, that'd be quite good. Just be able to do some serious damage to my opponent. Alright, just gonna get a kill off. Alright, preventing me from blocking, so fair. Thanks, Dallas. Thanks for coming out. It was good to have someone around. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to think through what I need to be doing. I'm going to go giant baiting with Conspire. This and this. Mostly because it's lethal. Take 6, go to 2. And the opponent's creature persists. Alright, so we're getting in some pretty good damage here. The Reckless Apparition can block me out, which is a little bit frustrating. So he has got the capacity to pump. 3/2 flyer, yep. Hothead Giant gives me a 2/2 with haste, which means I get in for 1 and trade off my opponent's board. So let's do that, and then it means I kill him with a land, because I can just flame jab him to death from this point onwards. That's the only blocks he can make. He takes one. And from here, I actually want to draw land. It's slightly crazy, but can't be blocked by green creatures. Yeah, that's fine. Pal is not a land, but it will be played. It's a 1/1 flyer. Should you control? So he's drawing, he's digging, he's trying to find answers, and they have not come. So he's got flyers. A reasonable amount of flyers, a reasonable amount of stuff. He's a little bit control-y. He's got a reasonable number of blue creatures and white creatures. So he's like base black with this collection of blue and white creatures. It's possible I just want to bring in an Embergale to really help with stopping my opponent from blocking. Because once he gets a few creatures in play, those blocks are causing me trouble. To take out, perhaps, a Marauders. Perhaps the Giant. And the Hasty 2/2 is quite nice, but I feel like Embergale is going to be worthwhile in this deck. It's so difficult. Let's cut the Marauders and play an Embergale. If I keep stuff in play, just being able to swing through for a lethal attack. I mean, he has several blue and white creatures in his deck, even though it doesn't quite look like it. Embergale will be as much a finisher as the Marauders. Okay, so I don't like this hand much at all. Embergale is a finisher, so that's not really where we want to be. Heartlash Cinder isn't something I want to play on turn 2. It just attacks. And Power of Fire, while being one of my more powerful cards, has nothing to go on other than Heartlash Cinder. Which is not terrible, but being an X1 means it's vulnerable to neg1 counters, which I'm playing against black, so there's going to be neg1s. We're going to mulligan. And this looks better. This looks better. We have some very nice stuff. Puncture Bolt is fine. We need to draw a third land. So Soot Stroke Kindler is kind of all we've got at the moment. Got to the third land, which is nice. I'm going to get the Kindler down because I want, if anything, I want him to kill that off with his, whatever it is, 2/2 Witch. I can get the Captain down, be good. Yeah, this Witch. He knew he had it, you know. Sitting there thinking, this is what he has in his hand. So we're going to start taking some damage. That's fine. Hopefully Scourge will drag us out of this problem. If he does happen to find an answer to this, my 4/3, it's going to be concerning. Yes, just attack in for 4, and I'm going to take it. really need my mine captain to survive. Till end of turn. Scary, but we have the Scourge. And even if he is attacking for 8 next turn, I will at least be reasonably healthy. So next turn I have the Wedge and Puncture Bolt. I should have pumped, I had the opportunity. I keep forgetting this gives Fire Breathing as well. I just think it's just +2/+2 lifelink. Gives Fire Breathing as well, could have spent the one more. Discards 2. Okay. I want to keep Puncture Bolt over Ember Gale, I believe. Even though it does 2 damage and prevents blocks, I think that's the better choice. Ward is fine. We're going to attack. That's fine. Just gonna puncture this. And we're just gonna Fire Breathe. So Horde comes down as a 3/3. Ooh, Demigod. Flying Haste 5/4. Seems good. I mean, he probably just wants to trade. But I would rather have the capacity to swing for 8 with Giant Baiting. Yep, get a Restless Apparition. And a 4/4 flyer. It's good for you. Now with a land I can attack with an additional 4/4. Pitched my Ember Gale, unfortunately, so I mean, I had to, because Puncturing Bolts had got me through. Just go from Grave and then Conspire. Interesting. Getting 2 things back. No problem. So you're able to neg 1 something, which is good for you, I suppose. Okay. Let's cast this and this. So we're down to the very end here. It's 1 and 1. My opponent's trying to figure out what to do. Don't actually have anything, so go nuts. So, I kind of wish we still had that Emperor Gale at this point, but we wouldn't be at this point if we did. Power of Fire is going to do some damage. I think I just put that here and start dealing multiple damage a turn. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's dead next turn as long as I have this. If he has removal for Mine Captain now, could be a problem. But we ping him for 2, untap, ping him for 3. Now I think I need to wait until it's attacking creatures, so I need to go before he attacks to do this. So he has an instant that kills it during combat, then I'll be just stuck. But he can swing for 5, 10, 16. I think he's in trouble. He hasn't got an obvious answer. Otherwise he would have used it. He's only got that one card. So when he goes to the begin combat, I need to ping and untap. Now, if he just goes the flunge, I can be fairly confident that he doesn't have anything. I am not blocking with my captain regardless, but yeah, he's going the flunge. It's 5, 10, 12, 14. I block here, I gain 1, I take 14, go to 6. I actually want to block here, do I want to block like this? So it blocks the same amount of damage, but I don't get withered. So I'll do that. Yep. and we got there. Alright. So some good matches, some close matches. We built a hell of a deck. Big thanks to Archmage 521, who helped me through that one. Got the full 200 play points, and that's it for today. Thanks for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed watching some drafting, and I'll catch you guys next time. See you later.